In today's video, my friend Jocelyn is going to be blind sampling popular women's fragrances. So if you like the sound of that, then please do keep on watching. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if it's the first time you're visiting. Thank you so much for joining today. As I already mentioned in the intro, today my friend Jocelyn is going to be blind reacting to popular women's fragrances. And she doesn't know any of the fragrances she's going to be sampling. Of course, this is a blind reaction. So let me quickly just introduce you to Jocelyn and explain a little bit more about her and her fragrance journey before we get into the content. So this is Jocelyn. She is into fragrances, but I would say she is more at the beginner stage. So she's really just going out there, sampling different fragrance brands and finding out what she likes. So do you want to just do a little bit of an intro into your fragrance journey so far?
Yeah, I suppose like most of my life I've been more interested in sort of like the really floral tones, like really easy smelling ones. So I spent years just buying floral fragrances, like really high street brands. And I think, I'm trying to expand my horizon a little bit, trying to see what other things that I would be into as well, different complexities and things like that. So I'm really excited to try these different ones. And this may or may not lead me to buy more fragrances.
It probably will. And whenever she comes around here, she goes into my little fragrance room and she sprays about 10 to 20 fragrances on herself all at once.
It's bad, isn't it?
And I've kind of got a little bit of an understanding on what fragrances she's normally drawn to, but I think it would be quite useful if you just share 3 of your kind of top 3 fragrances that you're loving at the moment.
Yeah, okay. First one is going to be Commodity Rain. I bought a discovery set from the Archive collection, and I think that one gripped me, the most, with a really clean, but also floral tones. Second one I've tried recently is by Miller Harris, Tea Tonique. I didn't expect myself to like a lot of tea stuff. I have a lot of tea, interested in tea things in my skincare, so I thought I'd try it in fragrances. Loved it. Third one, try from your collection, Libre Le Parfum, Rose Trombone. It's probably one of my favorite. I didn't realize that rose fragrances can smell that good.
Yeah.
I've always had like this whole thinking that rose is a little bit like old-fashioned, but like they've done it so well. Absolutely in love with that one.
Chef's kiss. It's just such a great fragrance, and it just makes me so happy to hear you talking about niche fragrances as well, because I know when you were kind of first starting your fragrance journey, I think you wore an Elie Saab one.
Yeah, Elie Saab, yeah.
Yeah, so she's getting into niche now, which is really, really fun. And another fun fact is she can understand my obsession with collecting, because she is also a collector herself. And what do you collect?
Nail polish.
She has a lot of nail polish.
It's actually bad. Like, I think at the moment, I probably got 150 bottles of nail polish, just normal nail polish, not gel polish, because starting in the area.
So it's nice to have a friend that kind of understands my addiction and collects something too, so I don't feel as crazy. So let's get started on the blind testing. I'll just describe how we're going to set up the format. So I am going to get Jocelyn to close her eyes. I will get the paper test strip, spray the perfume. I will show you the perfume, of course, and then she will just give her reaction to it, kind of describe if she likes it or not, and what her kind of thoughts on it are in general. These are popular fragrances that get a lot of hype, so I'm really curious because I'm not sure if you've sampled any of these. You've sampled some of my fragrances, but I can't remember which ones. So yeah, I'm just really looking forward to seeing how you react.
Fantastic. Let's get started.
Cool. Let's get started on the first fragrance. So Jocelyn's got her eyes closed. I'm going to show you the first fragrance, but I will also talk about it afterwards if you can't see it in too much detail. So I'm just going to spray it on the paper blotter. She can't see any of these because I've put them in a box next to me, so she can't see them. And just to bear in mind that this is going to be a first impressions based on the opening of the fragrance. Sometimes the dry down's a little bit different. Okay, so open your eyes. This is fragrance number 1.
It's like sweet, but also powdery. I like it, but I'm not sure if it's going to be on myself. Like I would love it on someone else. But it's definitely something I would try though.
So you find it quite sweet?
Yeah, I find it quite sweet.
Is it familiar in any way?
I feel like it smells more like one of the juice perfumes that I had from you before.
Oh, okay.
A little bit like that. More powdery now, I think. Yeah.
So this is a very, very popular fragrance. And one thing I will say, it's been highly duped across like multiple fragrance houses have similar DNAs. And also you'll start to see it in like Zara as an example, etc. So you wouldn't wear it, but you would like smelling it on someone else?
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. And then in terms of a rating, what rating would you give it out of 10?
If it's on, not on myself, on someone else, probably a 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So the first fragrance was, I shouldn't have put it back in the box, but I did, was none other than Maison Francis Kurkdijan's Baccarat Rouge. So I didn't think you would like this one, to be fair, but it's super, super popular. Have you heard of this one?
I have, definitely. And I feel like I smelled this before. That's why I thought it was familiar. I think I knew from the start that Baccarat was not really for me. It's not, the kind of similar clean florals that I normally would go for, but I would love it on someone else.
Okay, so this is, I would say normally a love or hate it fragrance. You're kind of in the middle. You don't love or hate it, right, from your reaction, but you think it smells nice. Yeah. But yeah, the first fragrance was Maison Francis Kurkdijan's Baccarat Rouge, the original EDP version. So for fragrance 2, we're going to mix it up a little bit. I'm going to try and change the scent profiles up as we go. So it's going to be this one here. You probably can't see what it says, but I will of course write it on the screen. So let me just spray it. Try and hide the bottle this time. Okay, open your eyes.
I like this one.
Ooh.
It's different from what I would normally go for. I feel like it might dry down nicer. This is something I would wear.
What kind of scent profile is it? So when I say scent profile, I mean, like, is it a floral? Like, is it a gourmand? Is it spicy?
I feel like it's more gearing towards the floral side, although I smell nail varnish all the time. So my nails are a little bit, my nose are a little bit broken. So I feel like it's floral. That might be why I prefer it, but I also feel like there's something else in there as well. Yeah, no, I really like this. I think this was probably going to be an 8.
Oh, it's an 8. Yeah. Okay, I really like this one. So to set the scene a little bit, it's kind of a citrusy, musky fragrance. It's like the typical scent profile, and it has a lot of vetiver in the base. It's a unisex fragrance, but I wear it and James wears it, so anyone can wear this one. I will share what it is. So this one is Byredo's Bal D'Afrique.
That's really nice.
I love this fragrance, specifically in the hot weather. I feel like it just cuts through that high heat, and it's a very popular fragrance. I think probably the most popular fragrance from Byredo, if not their top 3 fragrance, and still reasonably expensive. So for that scent profile, do you think this is worth the price? It's roughly, I think for this size bottle, £130 maybe?
I think so. I don't think there's a lot of, I suppose, designer that have a similar mixture of that. I think it's a really well balanced, the floral that I smell is probably the citrus. So I think it's like super well balanced.
Nice. So cool. Let's go on to fragrance number 3. So the next fragrance is here, and I've just sprayed it on the paper test strip. Open your eyes.
See, before I would like this, but I feel like I'm moving out of this now.
Oh, okay. That kind of makes sense in some ways. I'll explain why after.
It's like a heavy floral for me. It's something like maybe you wear in an evening, maybe a little bit more of a wintry, not wintry scent, but like not a summer scent either. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Yeah. I would like it, but I also feel like I'm slowly moving out towards it. So probably a 7.
Okay. So when you say you're slowly moving away from it, would you say this is a designer or a niche fragrance?
Designer.
Okay. You're better than you think. So what did you give it out of 10 again?
7.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you say it's quite heavy, maybe a bit more evening, and specifically not summer scent.
Yeah.
Cool. So this one is a designer fragrance and it's a very popular one. So this is Mon Guerlain by Guerlain. And the reason I said it's interesting is because you're starting to really get into your niche fragrances at the moment. And I really like Mon Guerlain, but I would say I do think it is more of an evening scent. This version anyway, the EDP. And it is quite heavy and dense, which is why I personally like it, because for a designer, it's quite powerful.
Yeah. I think it reminds me of their skincare as well, because their skincare tend to be, you know, get that rich, you know, like the scented, but also the texture of the Guerlain skincare and makeup.
Yeah, their makeup is very heavily scented as well, isn't it? Okay, cool. So that one got a 7 out of 10. So this one is scent number 4. Open your eyes.
This one's not for me.
Ooh!
It definitely wouldn't be something I would reach for.
Okay.
It's not very strong either, I don't think.
It is a little bit softer, and probably because you've just smelt Mon Guerlain, which is quite a powerful fragrance, this one might be a little bit more difficult. But also, the more fragrances you smell today, you're going to probably struggle. What kind of scent profile is it? Can you pinpoint that?
I want to say marshmallow, but...
Marshmallow! Okay, so it's sweet.
Yeah, it's sweet, yeah. Like, it reminds me of marshmallows.
I can see where you're going with that. So I'll tell you a little bit. It's a very heavy, not heavy, but a very vanillic scent. So vanilla is dominant.
Okay, got it. Yeah, that's why.
So now can you pick that out probably?
Yeah. Now that you say it. It defies the purpose of it, but yeah.
And would you say this is a designer or a niche fragrance?
I feel like it is still complex enough to be a niche. Yeah, I feel like I don't think designer has released necessarily vanilla fragrances like this before, because there's other stuff in there that balance the vanilla out to make it not super sweet.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't wear it, but do you like it? Would you like it on other people if you smell it on me as an example?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
If it's on other people, 7 out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you just wouldn't wear it?
I wouldn't wear it.
Makes sense. I thought this might be the case. So this is one of my favourite fragrances. So no pressure there. It's from Guerlain again, but this is from their private line. So it's the more expensive line. So it kind of borders niche in my opinion. There's a bit of, some people say Guerlain's designer, some people say it's niche. There's a little bit of a debate there. But yeah, this one's called Spirituese Double Vanille, and it's very much a vanilla scent. It smells a little bit like vanilla ice cream, and it's classed as a gourmand fragrance, so edible. So yeah, wasn't marshmallow.
Me, yeah.
So this one was not for Jocelyn, but I will say I love this one. Need a break? Or you good?
Oh, good.
Oh,
The Guerlain one is so strong though.
the Mon Guerlain.
Yeah.
So this is the next fragrance. I can't even remember what number we're on now, so I'm just gonna say this is the next fragrance. And open your eyes.
Oh, I don't know about this one. Not for me.
Nope.
I'll be hesitant if I smelt it on someone else either as well.
Okay.
Yeah, this is probably towards more like a 4, but I can see why people would like this though.
Do you think it smells like a perfume?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like it's strong enough to be a perfume. I also feel like it's more gearing towards a masculine, like it's unisex, but also gearing towards a masculine.
Yeah, this is definitely a unisex fragrance, loved by both parties. But I would say, like, if someone's into florals or girly scents, that they might not be geared towards this particular one, so that makes sense. Do you kind of know what scent profile it is?
I want to say citrus because I smelled like citrus before.
I know what you're probably getting from it.
Yeah.
So there's a heavy tea note in here, which is why I was like, you might like this one or you might not. There's a lot of cardamom too, which can kind of pull a little bit soapy, citrusy to some people.
Yeah, I think it might be the cardamom that I'm smelling here, not actually the tea part.
Yeah, and it's also got sandalwood in it too, so it's a little bit woody. What would you rate it? Did you say?
I think 4 out of 10.
Oh yeah, you
for
did
me,
say 4.
Not for me, but I definitely can see why people would like this.
And you wouldn't necessarily like smelling it on someone else too?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so this one I would say is your strongest dislike so far. And this one is a very popular fragrance, maybe not as mass appealing, but it's very popular on YouTube and Instagram. And it is none other than BDK's Gris Charnel.
That's weird because I did like that one when I first smelled it.
But it can be different on the skin, so it's always important to try fragrances on the skin. Sometimes they smell a little bit different on the paper. And when you put them up against other fragrances that you're smelling in the video, it just might not be to your preference as much. So maybe we'll sample this one on your skin afterwards. Yeah. But I really like this one. However, I would say I have to be in a certain mood to wear it. And I kind of feel like it suits a gloomy day, like a bit wintry, and it has a bit of like the cool girl, cool guy aesthetic.
Yeah, this is the kind of fragrance I want to like. Like that's the kind of fragrance I'm like, look, if I want to like branch into it, like I want to like it. I think that's probably the first
I want to be cool.
Yeah, I want to be cool. I just want to be cool, you know, like everyone else.
So the next fragrance, this is number 6. Open your eyes.
This is definitely the kind of thing I normally would go for. Like the nice white florals. It smells a bit designer though. Like I feel like I've smelled this before in some of my Elisa's perfume.
You probably have.
Yeah. This is like it, like if I... This is an 8 out of 10 for me because it's something that I know I would always like be confident to reach out for and will like all the time.
So it's an easy reach.
It's an easy reach. Like it's an easy one to walk around and be like, oh, I really like that. You know, kind of reminds me of Gucci as well. Yeah, I like this one.
And you'd like to smell it on someone else too.
I also would like it on someone else.
So you said flat florals. I think you said white florals.
Yeah, white florals. It's only because I feel like this is very familiar to me. It's also like the exact scent that I want to move away from as well. Like in terms of like the kind of like cluster of scents that I would go for. Yeah.
So this is another one that's extremely popular and very, very duped across. The scent profile is across multiple brands, duped in Zara, multiple shops. So it's probably why you find it familiar in some ways. So I think you probably will recognize this bottle. We'll see. You said it was an 8, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So this one is Parfums de Marly Delina, one of the most popular fragrances for women and highly duped, as I've mentioned. It is mostly a pink floral fragrance, so rose, peony, and then you've got some tart rhubarb up top and lychee too. Very likable scent, I will say that. Gets so many compliments, very mass appealing.
Yeah, that's really nice, that one.
But it's at a higher price point, which is why there's so many dupes out there, because a lot of people don't want to spend this much on the bottle. But
watch me go to Zara next.
Yeah, the Zara kind of similar dupe is good, and there's plenty of other designer fragrances that smell in a similar realm too. So if you do like that scent profile, then I can give you some recommendations. So this one I do not have a full bottle of, but I will put the name on the screen. So, smelly, open your eyes. I didn't mean to call you smelly. Smelly.
I like this. It's a tea that I smell in here as well. Or not. But it's like soapy and... It's more soapy than tea. I like this one. This is probably in the same like 7, 8 out of 10 for me.
Oh, I thought you might like this one more.
I like this. It's like kind of clean but also sweet at the same time. Yeah, I really like this one.
I find that one really sweet. Would you say, oh, I don't want to give it away. I suppose you might not know what it is. Do you pick out some marshmallow?
I was going to say, I did smell, I thought I smelled marshmallow, but I don't want to get it wrong again.
No, this one actually has marshmallow in it.
Okay.
And florals, there's white florals in here.
Yeah, it's a really nice blend.
There is a slight greenness to it, but not a lot. It is fresh. This is very hyped. Yeah. Very well loved.
It's sweet, but not too sweet. And because I don't have anything like this in my sort of like arena or sense. So this is something that actually really appeals to me. I didn't expect it, but yeah.
Okay, good. So this is one that's also been highly duped. That you can find designer ones similar to this, which I thought you would like this maybe a little bit more. So you said 7 or 8, right?
Yeah.
So this is supposedly Rihanna's signature scent.
Oh, okay.
As well. So I haven't got the full bottle. This is Kilian's Love Don't Be Shy.
Okay.
And you can see I do wear it, but I've got a lot of fragrances in my collection in this similar kind of orange blossom, sweet, marshmallowy caramel vibe. So I didn't feel like I needed the full bottle. I like it, but I don't love it.
That is really nice. I have this in my wish list at some point, I think.
I think you've smelled my Kilian Princess.
Yes, that one.
Which is kind of a little bit similar. That is marshmallowy, but it also has tea in it. And I think that one is maybe more your vibe than this, because this one's a little bit sweeter.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was Kilian's Love Don't Be Shy. So the last fragrance that Jocelyn is going to be blind testing is here. Open Sesame.
Oh, I like this one. I wouldn't actively wear it myself though, even though it's something that is familiar to me, but I definitely would like it on someone else. Probably a 7 or 8, like 7.5.
Oh, we got no 10s out of you in this video.
No, I'm a hard.
I don't know if there's any 10 out of 10 fragrances for you.
It's difficult. I think it's really
I don't think
difficult.
you've actually found the scent profile that you absolutely ride or die love yet.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Have you smelt this one before?
It feels very familiar. So I feel like I have, but at the same time, I feel like I haven't. It's like a really clean, powdery. It reminds me of a designer fragrance.
Yeah. This one is designer. So kind of powdery. Did you say floral? Am I making that? No, you didn't.
No, I didn't.
You went to
It's
smell
just
it again.
powdery.
And you said 7 or 8, right?
Yeah, 7 and 8. Yeah,
Okay.
I wouldn't wear it myself, though.
Okay, but you wouldn't mind smelling it on someone else.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one is so strong I can smell it in the air. Ooh. So this one is YSL's Libre Le Parfum. So it's the newest version of the Libre line. It is a designer fragrance. There's, I think, 4 different flankers of this one, which is why I was curious if you'd smelt it before. And also, like, Zara has a fragrance that smells very similar to this one. But I thought she might like this because you do typically like white florals or orange blossoms. We're judging on like your past fragrance loves, like the Elisab one.
Yeah.
But I think your fragrance taste is changing into like more clean and musky scents.
Yeah.
So it was really interesting to do like the blind testing on popular fragrances, but I think I know what you would actually like a lot more. So maybe we'll do a different type of video next time. Another one you like is Initio's Musk Therapy, right?
That's like one of the first niche fragrances I smell and fell in love with.
Yeah,